Most people make the same mistake every single day. They announce their plans. They share their goals. They tell people exactly what they are about to do before they do it. And every single time they do this, they hand over their power without realizing it. This video is about why the most dangerous, most successful, most untouchable people in history kept their next move to themselves. Always. There is something deeply human about wanting to share your plans. When you have a goal, when you have a vision, when you finally know what you want, every instinct inside you wants to say it out loud, to your friends, to your family, to anyone who will listen. It feels good. It feels like progress. It feels like the beginning of something real. But here is the brutal truth that nobody tells you. The moment you speak your plan into existence, you weaken it. Psychologists call this a substitution effect. When you tell someone about your goal, your brain receives a small social reward, a nod, a smile, a wow, that sounds amazing. And in that moment, your brain registers the goal as partially achieved. The drive weakens, the hunger fades slightly. You have tasted the result without doing the work. And the dangerous part is you don't even notice it happening. But the psychology goes even deeper than that. When you announce your next move, you give other people the power to react to it, to judge it, to question it, to plant doubt in your mind before you have even taken the first step. A single, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" from the wrong person at the wrong moment has destroyed more futures than failure ever has. Not because the idea was bad, but because the mind is fragile in the early stages of a plan. A seed cannot survive a storm, and most people expose their seeds before they have roots. Julius Caesar understood this. He never announced his military campaigns before they began. His enemies could not prepare for what they could not see coming. He moved in silence. He struck without warning, and by the time anyone knew what was happening, it was already done. This was not accidental. This was strategy. The element of surprise is not just a military tactic. It is a fundamental law of power. When people cannot predict your moves, they cannot counter them. And when they cannot counter them, you win. Robert Greene wrote in the 48 Laws of Power, "Conceal your intentions. Keep people off balance and in the dark." He was not teaching manipulation for its own sake. He was documenting something real. The most powerful figures throughout history shared one quality above almost everything else. They were unreadable, not because they were dishonest, but because they understood that your plans belong to you. Your vision belongs to you, and what belongs to you must be protected. Now, imagine this. Two men start the same business on the same day with the same idea. The first man tells everyone. He posts about it. He talks about it at dinner. He shares his entire roadmap with his friends, his colleagues, anyone who asks, and many who don't. Every step he plans, he announces. Every obstacle he hits, he explains publicly. Every pivot he makes, he justifies out loud. The second man says nothing. He works, he moves, he builds in silence. 6 months pass. The first man is exhausted. He has spent enormous energy managing other people's opinions, defending his choices, explaining his setbacks. His confidence is worn down by 1,000 small doubts, planted by 1,000 small comments. The second man has spent that same energy only on the work. And when he finally surfaces, the result speaks so loudly that no explanation is needed. Think about the people you respect most in your life, the ones who actually changed their situation, the ones who built something real. Did they talk about it constantly before it happened? Or did they simply one day show you what they had already done? The ones who talk the most deliver the least. The ones who say nothing arrive with everything. So here is how you apply this starting today. 3 rules. First, protect the early stage. Any plan in its first 30 days is vulnerable. Tell no one. not your closest friend, not your partner, not your family. The early stage is sacred. Guard it. Second, let results be your announcement. Do not tell people what you are going to do. Show them what you have already done. This single shift will change how people see you permanently. There is no argument against a result. There is no way to plant doubt in someone who is already holding the proof. Third, become comfortable with being misunderstood. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop announcing your moves, some people will not understand what you are doing. Let them be confused. Confusion in others is often the sign that you are operating at a level they cannot yet see. The world rewards the person who moves in silence, not because secrecy is a virtue for its own sake, but because when you protect your plans, you protect your energy, you protect your belief, you protect the fragile and extraordinary thing that is a vision in its beginning stages, and you give yourself the most powerful advantage that exists in any game, the element of complete surprise. Power does not announce itself. It arrives, and by the time the room notices, it has already taken its position. Keep your next move to yourself. Do the work in the dark, and let the result be the only thing that speaks. The next law drops soon. Until then, stay dangerous.